Hello, my crafty friends. It's Crystal with Happy to Plan. I am going to be doing my day one of my December Plan a Daily. Before I get into that, though, I wanted to just do a quick flip through here of the pages I've already completed. So there is my cover page. Then I've also completed this 2x2 pocket page, and it's just got all the embellishments, a sample of all of the embellishments I'm going to be using throughout my project. And then behind that, you'll see my title page, and I have process videos for each of these. So if you want to go ahead and check that out, the link will be in the description box below or in the right-hand corner. And let's go ahead and get started on the first page of my December Plan a Daily. All right, so this is going to be my December Plan a Daily Advent calendar. And what I've decided to do here is mark off all of the dates of what I'm going to be doing for my actual Advent calendar. So I'm going to be creating an Advent calendar for my son this year, and each box is going to have a special little gift in it. So what I'm using here is these Target Dollar Spot um, adhesive rectangle labels, and they're adhesive, and what I'm doing is I'm cutting them up so that I can make little pockets out of them. What I've decided to do is just kind of make them all different shapes and sizes, and then use my fuse tool and going to fuse them up. So I'm just cutting them up and then placing them in the different random areas on the page. So what this is actually representing is an actual Advent calendar that I will be doing for my son. So he is 17 this year, and what I've decided to do was just do a Advent calendar in a form of presents. So it's going to be something that I do on a shelving unit that I have in my home. I'm going to clear out my shelving unit and going to be creating little boxes for him to open each day. And if you are interested in seeing that once I get it all set up, I'd be more than happy to share that with you guys. Just let me know in the description box below if you're interested in seeing what that looks like. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and just get all of the rest of the boxes kind of cut up, and then I'm going to start with actually fusing the little pockets together to make them little pockets. So one of the things that I wanted to do with this project is really come up with ideas that most people can do with me, like if they wanted to go ahead and do this project or do similar things. And I've been racking my brain trying to figure out what I can do in a substitute for this. And it's really hard to say because I do have a fuse tool, and I do have those little pocket protector things that have adhesive on the back. But you can probably use just regular Project Life pockets and cut them up. And then if you had a fuse tool, you could fuse them shut like I'm doing and then just glue them on. If you don't have that, maybe you could just write a list or something like that. So again, I'm really trying to do things that most people can do, but this is also just really supposed to be inspiration as well. So, not necessarily copying my idea exactly, but just inspiring you to do something similar or do something in that works for you and what you're doing in your life. All right, so you can see there that I've used a couple of the pockets together, and then what I'm doing is I'm cutting up little cards to fit in each of the pockets. And on the front side is going to have that kind of dotted paper, and then on the back side I'm actually going to be writing what I'm going to be putting in the Advent calendar for that particular day. So I had that paper, and it came from the paper pack that I'm using, the main paper pack with the Santa Claus on it. It's the Santa Productions from Hobby Lobby. And if you're interested in all, I do have a supplies video. So if you have any questions about any of the supplies I'm using, most of them are going to be in that video. So as you can see, I kind of just marked it with my pencil and then cut it out. And then I'm quarter rounding all of the edges just to kind of get rid of the edges. And then I just cut it to fit into the pocket. And then I'm just putting it in the pocket, and then what I'm going to do is I'm taking those numbers there and I'm going to be putting those numbers all around each of the pockets. So I'm just starting with 25 and then putting each number on there. Now I decided to use this green paper and it just says December 25th all over the paper. And I also decided to use this red paper with the polka dots on it. So it to me, it kind of almost represents a Christmas tree where you have the green back and then you have the kind of um, Christmas balls, like the ornaments on the Christmas tree. So I don't know if you guys see that too, but that kind of looks like it kind of represents like the Christmas tree to me. Once I got all of the numbers on the pockets, I needed to cut up cards for each of the pockets. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to be sketching out kind of where they need to be cut. And then I'm just taking my scissors and cutting them freehand. And then once I've actually cut each of the squares, I do want to round each of the corners because I feel like it definitely helps clean up the edges. And the corner rounder I'm using is a 1/8 inch, so it's really small. It literally just takes off the tip of that corner. And then once I've got the card cut, I'm going to be putting a little washi tape on there. And I'm using this for purposes of a tab to kind of pull the page and the little pocket insert in and out. So I'm able to pull that out and then put that back in if I need to. I just needed to adjust the tape a little bit here. And then once I do that, I'm going to just get all of those cut up. And so this part was a little bit time consuming. You know, I had to cut all of the pockets up and then I had to fuse all the pockets and then I had to cut all of the little squares out. But overall, I feel like this is really going to be really cool memory to have. Is not only will I have the picture that I'm going to be using in my December daily, but I'll have this little cute little reminder of each little item that I gave him and for this particular Christmas. And I just think it's going to be a really neat little thing to keep as a memory. And I'm really excited to, I haven't even told him that I'm doing this yet. So I'm really excited to see his reaction to this particular little gift that I'm giving him. All right, so now that that particular part is done, I'm going to go ahead and start on actually putting the part that says Advent Calendar on the top. So when I did the pockets, I started at the bottom and kind of worked my way up because I wanted to have enough space at the top to put a title. So what I'm doing there is I've got my little one, and that one came from the Mambi sticker pack that I showed in my supply video. I got that little vellum Christmas tree from my sister, and I just cut that. That's actually a scrap piece of paper from the Santa's production, that little polka dot. It's got glitter dots on it. And I just made that a little flag, and I'm going to take my punch here and I'm going to punch that out in there in the center, and then I'm going to take a brad and just attach that piece with that little star brad that I have. And I have to apologize for the camera. I'm not exactly sure why the lighting keeps going kind of bright and then dark and bright and dark. It kind of flashes back and forth. Not exactly sure what's happening. I've never had that happen before, so I have to apologize for that happening. And then I just wanted to do some washi layering here. So I take that black washi and I'm also going to be using a gold ribbon. So I just laid that out there to kind of, I wanted to break it up a little bit and just have it stand out as the title. And then I took that gold ribbon. That ribbon I got at the Target Dollar Spot. I believe actually I got it last year during Christmas time, but I'm not 100% sure. It was a while ago, but I've had that in my stash for a while. And then I just used this red line tape. I get my red line tape from Tuesday Morning generally, and it's the brand, I think it's called This and That, and it works perfectly fine. It just works in just like any other red line tape. but generally it's about $2.99, and if you get it at like a Hobby Lobby or Michael's, it's generally like $4.99. But then you can use the coupon and then it's almost the same price. So anyway, I decided I was going to glue that on with that red line tape. And I just put that there, and I kind of lined it up with the bottom because I'm going to put the flag on the top so you won't even see that it's not lined up. Okay, so now I'm going to put the word Advent Calendar on the flag. I decided to use double-sided sticky tape to adhere the letters to the flag. I probably could have used a glue stick, but I just wanted to make sure that they were adhered strongly on there. So as you can see, I'm just cutting up all the little pieces and sticking them on there. I decided to use these cut aparts that I got. Not even 100% sure where I got them, but because they came from my stash. So they're just black dots with the gold lettering in them. And then you can see here I'm just trimming them up, and then I'm going to go ahead and fast forward a little bit, and I'll have them all ready to go. And then I just decided to line them up, and I'm just using my ruler here to make sure that they're all even. And I placed the T and the A first just to ensure that I would have enough space. And it was a little bit of a tight fit, but it worked out. I just got the word Advent on there. And then I don't actually show you in this video that I put the word calendar on, but I do put the word calendar. I just was trying to figure out what letters to use and I couldn't figure it out. All right, so I took some of that gold strip. That actually came from the gold ribbon that I had used at the bottom of the portion that we just showed you, the kind with the scalloped edge. I just cut the scalloped edge off, and then I just had this one little strip of gold ribbon, and I just took my double-sided sticky tape and put that on the back, and it became a gold little piece of ribbon for me to use on the Advent calendar title. And what I did is I just put that right there on the bottom, and then when I do the calendar part, which will be in the photo, I'll make sure I include a photo at the end. It's actually, I put the calendar part right on top of that little gold ribbon. And then I'm just going to go ahead and adhere that flag down with my double-sided sticky tape from Daiso. And I wanted to make sure that I adhered that bracket down so it wouldn't move around a lot. And then I think I'm actually using foam tape. Yeah, so I'm using some foam tape. And I bought that foam tape from the dollar store, and it works fine. And I think I got like 3 rolls of it for $1. And then let's see. Oh, and then I decided I wanted to add just a couple more pieces of washi there on the side. So I took that black ribbon, that black washi that I used in the cards, and then I wanted to add just a little bit more gold to the page. So I had some gold and white thin ribbon as well. So I'm kind of messing with it because it's foiled, so it has that backing. So I'm just taking the backing off and put it there. I just layered it there on the side. Then I just add one more little thing at the bottom. I just put a sticker at the bottom corner there, and it says Merry Christmas. And I was going to put it there, but then I decided to switch it to the other side. We'll see here in a second. I peel it up and I put it on the other side instead. And that is all, guys. That's what it looks like. I'll go ahead and make sure I leave a picture at the end so you can see what the full design looks like. And I'm just going to go ahead and put it in my planner. And there it is. I hope you enjoyed, and continue to watch and subscribe if you are interested in my next page is going to be my hit pages for my day 1, 2, and 3. So stay tuned for the next video. Bye.